If you've ever felt like your credit score is stuck no matter what you do, like it's watching you from the 700s and refusing to break into that elite 800 plus club, then what I'm about to share might completely change how you see the system. Because the truth is, credit scoring in the United States is quietly undergoing one of the biggest transformations in decades, and most people are still playing by old rules, while a new system is already deciding who gets approved, who gets lower interest rates, and who gets left behind. Imagine being able to turn your everyday rent payments, your utility bills, even your phone bill into powerful credit building tools that push your score higher faster than traditional methods ever could. That's not theory anymore. That's exactly where models like FICO 10T and VantageScore 4.0 are taking us. For years, credit scoring in America has been built around a pretty simple idea: borrow money, pay it back on time, and repeat. Your credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, and personal loans were the main ingredients in your credit profile. But that system left out millions of people who are financially responsible but invisible to traditional credit models. Think about renters who always pay on time, or families who never miss utility bills but don't use much credit. Under older systems, that behavior barely mattered. Now, that is changing fast because modern credit scoring is trying to see the full picture of your financial life, not just your borrowing history. To understand this shift, you need to know how powerful the new scoring models are becoming. VantageScore 4.0, developed by the three major credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, is designed to use more real-world financial data than ever before. Instead of focusing only on credit cards and loans, it can now include alternative data like rent payments and utility bills if they are reported. That means paying your electricity bill on time every month is no longer just responsible behavior in life, it can directly help your credit profile grow stronger. Now let's talk about what really makes this exciting. The newer version of FICO scoring, especially FICO 10T, introduces something called trended data. Instead of just looking at whether you paid on time this month, it looks at your behavior over time. Are you consistently paying down debt, or are you slowly increasing your balances? Are you financially stable over months and years, or are you showing risky patterns even if you are currently up to date? This changes everything because it rewards long-term financial discipline, not just short-term fixes. So when people ask how to build an 800-plus credit score faster today, the answer is very different from even 5 years ago. It is no longer just about opening a credit card and waiting patiently. It is about building a full financial identity that these new AI-driven models can understand and trust. Because yes, artificial intelligence is now deeply involved in credit scoring. These systems are not just checking boxes anymore. They are analyzing patterns, predicting risk behavior, and adjusting your score based on how likely you are to stay financially stable in the future. One of the biggest breakthroughs is the inclusion of rent reporting. For decades, rent was the largest monthly payment most Americans made, yet it did nothing for credit scores. Now, with modern reporting systems, those consistent rent payments can be added to your credit file. For someone with no credit history or a thin file, this alone can be life-changing. It creates a foundation where none existed before, and it helps push scores upward much faster than traditional credit building methods. Utility payments are following the same path. Electricity, gas, water, and even telecom payments are increasingly being recognized as indicators of financial responsibility. When these are included in your credit profile, they act like silent proof that you manage obligations consistently every single month. And consistency is one of the most powerful signals in modern scoring systems. It tells the algorithm that you are predictable in a good way, and predictability equals lower risk. But here's where things get even more interesting. In older credit models, carrying a small balance on your credit card was often seen as harmless or even slightly positive. In newer models like FICO 10T, that pattern is analyzed more deeply. If your balances slowly increase over time, even if you never miss payments, it can be interpreted as growing financial stress. On the other hand, steadily paying down balances, even if slowly, signals improving financial health. That's a major shift in how creditworthiness is understood. This is why many people are now seeing faster jumps toward the 800 range when they align their behavior with these new systems. It is not about tricks or shortcuts. It is about understanding what the scoring models are actually looking for: stability, consistency, and low-risk behavior over time. When you combine traditional credit habits like on-time payments and low utilization with newer data like rent and utility reporting, you essentially give the system a complete, accurate picture of your financial life. Another important change is how AI models are reducing reliance on outdated assumptions. In the past, credit systems could be slow to reflect improvements. You could fix your habits, but your score might lag behind for months. Now, with continuous data analysis, scoring updates are becoming more dynamic. That means positive financial behavior can reflect more quickly, especially when multiple data sources are feeding into your profile. This is also why credit building today is less about gaming the system and more about aligning with it. The system is becoming smarter, not easier to manipulate. If anything, it's rewarding people who behave financially responsible in real life, not just on paper. Paying rent on time, keeping credit utilization low, avoiding unnecessary debt, and maintaining long-term account stability are all becoming more valuable than ever before. So what does it actually take to reach that 800 plus credit score in this new environment? It comes down to building a layered credit identity. You need traditional credit history that shows responsible borrowing. You need utilization discipline that shows you are not dependent on credit. And now, increasingly, you need alternative payment history like rent and utilities that prove real-world responsibility. When all of these signals align, the system starts to categorize you in the lowest risk tier, which is exactly where 800 plus scores live. And here's the part most people overlook. An 800 plus score is not just about access to better credit cards or lower loan rates. It's about how the entire financial system perceives you. Mortgage approvals become smoother, interest rates drop significantly, and even things like insurance premiums can be affected. It's a long-term financial advantage that compounds over time. At the end of the day, credit scoring is no longer a mysterious black box. It is becoming a reflection of your financial behavior across your entire life, not just your borrowing history. And as systems like VantageScore 4.0 and FICO 10T continue to evolve with AI-driven insights and broader data inclusion, the people who understand and adapt early will always have the advantage. So, if you take one thing from this, let it be this. Building an 800 plus credit score today is less about chasing numbers and more about building consistency in every financial habit you have. Because in the modern credit world, your everyday responsibility is no longer invisible. It is powerful data, and it is shaping your financial future more than ever before.